Take that bitch back to the God Boy mansion.
Hella volley, hella bitches, hella strawberries, hella liquor, let me hit it, get litty, show a titty, hella molly, hella bitches, hella strawberries, hella liquor, let me hit it, pull it out, let me kiss it.
Well, thanks for coming back over to the Playroom Podcast. You know
Yeah, you're welcome.
Isaac Pelayo over here. This is his art that's in the background for those of you that don't know.
That's me?
That's you. I mean, is that your shit right there? It's me.
Oh, yeah,
Isaac.
that is me. Yeah.
Do I say your last name right? I always
Pelayo. Yeah.
Pelayo. I say Pelayo on
So
Pelayo.
the
Pelayo.
Spanish pronunciation is Pelayo. But I think,
Pelayo.
I grew up, in a lot of Caucasian schools. And so a lot of people they would pronounce it Pelayo, which is fine too. I mean, it's Pelayo. Westside name drops me in a couple songs and he says like, new Pelayo on the wall. And so all the people that know me from West, they call me Pelayo.
So Westside Gunn. So are you his main artist or for his artwork, or who is it that you got?
I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say that. I mean, I don't know if that's quite accurate. I mean, I've worked with Wes many times. I don't even know if I don't know. That's such an interesting, like when I think about the relationship I have with Wes, I don't even know how to describe it. He hits me up and is like, I need I need a project. Are you ready? And if I am, like I'm just so locked in with it. I don't feel like he's hitting me up like an artist. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a part of him, which is a weird symbiotic relationship that I don't know how to describe. So,
I get it.
Where people would always been like, yeah, like, oh, you're his main artist. I'm like, what does that mean though?
But you did all the merch with him, or was that somebody else?
I mean, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of it for sure. I'm the first artist that he's ever worked with on like a large scale. Like I'm the first painter that he'd ever put out a print with. I showed him how to we sat down together and I showed him how to sign the prints like a professionally, like fine art. And so in that regard, yeah, I've been there for, we've been locked in for 7 years. And I mean, I guess in that regard, you could say that I'm like his main artist, but he's worked with so many people. I think that's like our relationship is beyond that. I think when people think of my work, they think of Wes. And when they listen to Wes's music, they think of my work. It's like the two, you can't separate the two. You know what I mean? The visuals and the sonics are so locked in that you can't, like, even when he does stuff with other visual artists, they don't feel it as much because they're like, oh, this is cool, but like
it's not the original Pelayo.
It's not like Pelayo. Like Pelayo would have done some like the marriage is way too tight on that shit. You know what I mean?
To that
Cheers
shit.
to that. Hell yeah.
Let me get tequila in this
Cheers,
bitch.
yeah.
Let me get tequila in this
Which I
bitch.
completely understand because that's how we kind of operate as well.
Yeah, it's a weird relationship to describe because, he hits me up and I feel like once he needs something from me, I'm already tapped in with him spiritually. And whenever I'm working on shit for him, I just play his music. All I do is listen to his music, so I'm tapped in with him. Like I'm locked in with his energy.
I do the same thing when I edit your pictures.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a way to channel that person. It's a way to channel that person's energy. I feel like that's the best way that I can convey the artwork in its rawest form. If I'm listening to other bullshit, then I'm like I'm diluting what I need to do.
So what did you listen to when you made that Medusa painting of me in the background
just-
right here? This
just
is
straight.
the original Isaac right here.
Fucking hardcore rap, gangster rap, and like porn in the background.
Oh my God. The board. But it's for sale, y'all. All the artwork in here from Isaac is for sale. So hit us up, man.
Oh yeah, that's just for sale.
Hell yeah.
Nah, I was actually, you know what? Throughout that entire series, I was listening to a gang of classical music, like a lot of Mozart, a lot of cello, stuff of, anything from like 14th, 15th, 16th century, like just straight classical music, and that really helped me get through the series. And some of the parts that are more messy, I would throw on like hip hop or some kind of rock to kind of channel that crazy energy, so that way I can put it on canvas accurately. Because if I'm listening to classical music and I'm using spray paint, it's almost like choreography. The choreography's off. I can't dance hip hop to fucking ballet music. I gotta, I'm doing ballet shit. And so it's like what I'm listening to is how I'm gonna paint.
That's how I feel with my photo shoots. Like depending on the vibe of the shoot, like I have
You gotta
to
have the right
certain
music.
type of music.
Right. Or it's even like, when you're shooting a music video, you can't just dance and hyped up with no music on. You gotta have the music playing so you can like actually be in it to make it believable.
So have you ever created something with complete silence?
Yeah, I work in silence all the time. Sometimes I'll work for like an hour or two in silence and not even realize it because I'm so
Locked in.
like tunnel.
Just hearing the
tunnel vision.
paintbrushes on the canvas.
Listening to the crickets,
Yeah.
listening to like dogs barking, sirens. Like sometimes the cityscape, the soundscape's like really relaxing to me, and that'll help me paint just as good as if I'm listening to music or something. You know, sometimes I'll put on audiobooks or some kind of podcast. You know, now I'm gonna be listening to Playroom Podcast.
Let's
You
go.
know,
Hey.
especially this episode because I like hearing my voice. That should
Ooh.
relax me like a motherfucker. But yeah, you know, I think whatever it is that I have going on in my atmosphere is gonna help me convey whatever it is that I'm doing on canvas. It's gonna make it believable. You know, it's almost like method acting. Like when I painted, this is kind of interesting. When I painted Mona Lisa back in 2019, I was method acting in order to paint her.
Can you explain method acting?
Like I was trying to believe like I was someone in that time. Like I would come home,
okay.
I would paint in dim lit light, I would paint with classical music playing, or sometimes I would put on medieval soundscapes where it was like horses trotting and shit like that, so that I could feel like I was there in order to convey and make it believable. So if I'm listening to hip
How
hop,
long did it take you to paint that?
Mona Lisa,
Yeah.
about a month, like 30 days.
And you painted it with oil paintings or?
Oil paint, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and so when I paint, especially when I'm painting portraits of people who are known, I have to channel that energy in order to execute it properly. So like, any portrait that I've ever done of anyone, for example, like Muhammad Ali, I would play his interviews in the background so I could hear his voice because his voice would help me like think about him.
No, it
It's
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah, it's you got to feel it,
Right.
And I mean, I don't know if anybody else operates like that, but that's how I operate,
I want to ask you a question about your art. So clearly, you can paint your fucking ass off. Like this painting right here in the background with the skull, and it's so detailed. It's very realistic. Realism you can easily do. Now with some of your newer art, like I want you to explain like why you kind of like changed it up, like where it's kind of just like, I don't want to say an easier drawing, or it's like, you kind of just, it's more childlike. So I feel like you did this for a reason, to prove some type of point with art itself. You've told me this before, but I forgot what it was because it's been a while.
One, because I can, and I
Okay.
think it's, I spent so long trying to sharpen my brush, and when I was a kid, I thought that painting or drawing realistically was what you needed to do to make great art. That was the art that like spoke to me, because my dad was a realistic painter, or he's a hyper-realist pencil artist. And so seeing my dad as the example, seeing the masters, I'm like, oh, everybody makes art that look like photographs, so I need to get that good in order to make good art. And I got pretty good at, pretty quickly, and then I realized that that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how well something is painted. It's more the storytelling. It's the storytelling and the presentation, and some of the execution. And so when I started experimenting, I started to dumb down everything I knew. It's kind of like there's a quote that Picasso says. He says that it took him 4 years to paint like Rembrandt, but a lifetime to paint like a child. And it wasn't up until that he started developing, being a pioneer of Cubism, that his artwork really took the audience by storm, because it had never been done before. And it was artwork that was, it was daring. It was just pushing the boundaries of portraiture at that time. And so I think there was a moment, my art didn't really change until 2020. Like
COVID?
The dead center of COVID. 2020 happens. I'm locked in my fucking apartment. My dad moves in with me. He's filing for divorce. Like, family's broke. We're fucking hungry. We're tired. We're stuck in, like, I had a 300 square foot apartment, and me and my dad are like fucking, almost fucking dick and dick to, like, bro, like, get out of my way. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nowhere to go. And then my fucking dog is in the middle. And so I'm like stressed the fuck out. I have no way to get like art supplies because everything's shut down. I don't paint for like a month, so my anxiety was just going nuts. There was nothing to calm me down. And then I had a rogue canvas sitting in my closet that my framer gave to me, and it was like a painting of a flower, a canvas that he got from a thrift store, and there was a painting of a flower on it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna cover this fucking painting. So I covered it, and then I ended up painting that.
Really?
The Mona Lisa with the smiley face.
With the face over it. Like, yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, when did you start?
Wow.
I painted that after like downing like half a fucking bottle. And I was just like going through it. And I needed to, I was like, something came out of me, like a fucking demon came out of me that night. And so I started painting rapidly, and I was painting like subconsciously, because after I was done, I stood back and I was, damn, like where the fuck did this come from? I sent a picture of it to Wes, and Wes was like, yo, I'm using that for Pray for Paris, which was the album that that Virgil was originally designing, the cover.
Oh, shit.
And so I wasn't going to be on that project until he saw that painting. He was like, yo, I'm using this for the album. So it became the alternate artwork for that album. So Virgil Abloh's cover and my cover were like side by side the whole time. Like, it was weird seeing our names in the same fucking sentence, like in articles and different conversations and shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then that was the catalyst for the work that I create today.
Yeah, but you do only kind of like, is this like your main thing that you're doing? Or you just do it all? Like, you still do like the realism? Because I've seen you, and then the artwork where you have like the 3 eyes, you do like the portraits.
This happened on accident. And when it happened, I felt like I stumbled upon a diamond in the rough. I stumbled upon something and I picked it up, and I never let it go. And I figured, okay, this is a tool now. How could I utilize this tool to my benefit? And so with my skill set and technical skill set in painting, I figure, how could I combine what I know with this thing that I just found that just blew the fuck up in my face? It was like striking gold. But imagine, it's like, okay, I'm a jeweler and I just struck gold. Now, how can I transform this motherfucker into something that I could sell for 10 times crazier? Like, how could I turn this material into something beyond than its raw form? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like over the last few years, I've been developing it and molding it, and it's malleable. And I've been, manipulating it in a way that allows me to tell a story through my art that maybe not a lot of people would have, figured out otherwise. And so now my art is about the realism, and the technical aspects of my work represents the parts of my life that are good, the parts that are very clear and focused, the parts that are very content and at peace. And then the other, on the flip side, the graffiti and the fucking street art shit and the drips and the blood and the scrapes and all this, expressionistic style shit represents the parts of my life that are crazy, that are chaotic, that are negative, the parts that are dark. Because not a lot of people know, like, what I go through on a day-to-day basis. Motherfuckers knew, brains would be on the wall already. And so it's like that kind of represents both. Like, it's like there's always two sides to each coin. And it also is a new way to convey classical portraiture. That's the kind of work that I love, was the Italian Renaissance and French Baroque period and Dutch Baroque period. And so how could I make art that looks like that, but also is easy to identify or relate to kids my age of today's time? Mm-hmm. They respond to, like spray paint is a medium that people that our generation understands. Like, we see spray paint and we have a relationship with it. You know what I mean? It's like a type of cooking. It's like your grandma made an old ass fucking meal. You don't like that shit. But if your mom took the same ingredients and did something else with it, you might taste something different because it's presented in a different form. But it's the same shit. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I look at it. It's like it's the same things, but I'm just I'm reinventing it. I'm not inventing anything. I'm trying to reinvent everything.
Love that.
That was a Grandmaster Caz quote in Art of Rap. That's a good ass documentary if you haven't seen that.
Where's
shit.
that at?
Grandmaster Caz in the Art of Rap. It was directed by Ice-T. Yeah,
on Netflix?
No, I don't think it's on Netflix. It was a documentary that came out in like 2011 or some shit. But yeah, Grandmaster Caz says he's like, hip hop didn't invent anything. He's like, hip hop reinvented everything. And I was like, damn, dude, that's what I want to do with art. Because art, being original now is so, is such a like an abstract concept. Like you can't really create anything original. You know what I mean? Like everything has been done before. Everything is a reiteration of something that was already done, even with music or movies. It's like, oh, I've seen that, I've heard that, done that. It's just, how are you going to make it better? And so how can I do all this other stuff that I was inspired by and make it better and add my own personal experiences on it? I think what makes it original is me telling it through my lens, you know, to telling it through my voice and expressing it how I saw it from my shoes. So I think that's, you know, I don't know, that's what makes it different, but it's still in development. You know, like it's crazy, dude.
But I love that you told that story, because I had no idea that this painting that I look at all the time was a very pivotal moment for you in your transition. Like, what? That's wild.
That painting is so pivotal, like so pivotal in my career. I would not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for that fucking painting.
That's crazy.
Like that.
You know, we had to put the little tree in front of it because it catches, the camera will be catching it as a face.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude. People like Westside fans would be fucking turning in their graves right now, like if they were dead, seeing it behind that fucking whatever this is. I don't know. It's not
I
a
actually
ficus.
think it's cool. It's peeking through the forest.
Oh, it's
dude.
cool. Yeah, but
It's dope.
the original, like the value on that original is bonkers.
Yeah, what is the value? What do you compare like the pricing to something that's super like realism? Like if somebody's seen that and that, like are they worth the same amount of money? How does that work? Because the art world's very interesting. Like it could be something where you're like, I could have made this myself. I see art like that all the time and it's like some crazy amount of money, but that's also the beauty of art. So what is your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. And artwork appraisal, there's a lot of different variables that go into it. You know, artwork is really only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. And it's funny that you bring this up, because on my way over here, I have a friend who made a painting, and a cousin of mine reached out to her and asked if it was for sale. And she reached out to me and she was like, oh, you know, your cousin wants my painting. And I'm like, all right, so sell it. She was like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to sell this. And I'm like, do you want to be a collector of your own work, or you want to make some fucking money? Like, why would you collect your own work? And so she goes, it's not going to be cheap. And I'm like, well, I didn't say it have to be cheap, but in reality, art is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So don't be ignorant and just say, oh, this is going to be worth $10 million. Like, yeah, you might say that, but art is, I've sold my work in galleries for, I've been showing my work since I was 10, almost 20 years now, consistently. So starting off small and slowly building it up over the years. Like, okay, I sold this whole year, I sold my work at this price. All right, now we need a price bump. It goes up a little bit and goes up in a little, you know. You raise it steadily, and I think it's when I'm appraising my own work. You might look at this portrait of you and say, "Oh, this is like priceless because of the detail." And to me, all my work is priceless. But I think it also depends on its popularity. It's how much do people love it. If people love it a lot, then it's like it's a painting that's really speaking to people.
What about how much time you spent on it?
Sometimes the time adds a factor. I also think for me, I have a formula just on base price. What's going on?
Okay. No, go ahead.
We need to fuck somebody up? No. Madzilla will do it. Yeah. So I have a formula, the way I charge like a base price for work. So let's say I have an 18 by 24 canvas. So what I'll do is I'll find the square inch of that canvas and multiply that by a fixed dollar. And that'll give me like a base price. Okay, 18 by 24 minimum is like a $5,000 painting, just on size. Doesn't matter what's on. Art. Yeah, that doesn't even factor like detail, what's in it, how popular it is, you know, whatever. So I could paint a portrait of so-and-so, and then immediately it's like, all right, maybe now it's a $8,000 to $10,000 painting, or maybe it's still a $5,000 painting depending on what I put on it. So it depends on what I put on it, how big the canvas is. And then, you know, again, even then, so it's like I have artwork that's been sitting collecting dust for years, and it's got a price tag on it, but someone's not willing to pay for it just yet.
What's the key to getting your art out there more? Is it the connections you have with all these like art dealers and auctions, or what is it? Like, how does the art world like really work when it comes to, you know, getting some good money for your art and being respected in that lane?
It's all those things. Well, obviously, no, in life in general, it's who you know. But getting there to the point where it's like, people is very difficult. And I think, I don't know, I there's no like guidebook to guide someone like, hey, these are the steps that you got to take. A lot of it is being at the right place at the right time, being prepared when the opportunity presents itself.
But being there, because some people stay home
like
and they're not.
going to other people's galleries
For sure,
and art
yeah.
shows and museums, and then even some of your dad's connections maybe throughout life.
Many of them, yeah. I mean,
Or the experience of like seeing your dad kind of.
the experience, yeah. Not so much the connections, because I wouldn't argue that a lot of my dad's relationships helped push my career, but they definitely taught me things.
Yeah, taught you things.
They
that's
definitely
more so what I
gave
was
me
saying.
like, they gave me like some game, and I'm like, okay, like I learned some game from this. So now when I meet certain people, I can kind of like filter out bullshit. Like I was just talking about this with someone else. I'm like, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can call bullshit from a mile away. Like I just, for everyone who's watching this podcast right now, I just drove 3 hours from San Diego straight here, leaving a fucking meeting with the 5-star hotel. And I cut that shit short. I was like, I gotta go. They're like, you just got here. I'm like, hey, yeah, but I got another meeting. She was like,
because Isaac's popping and he shows up for the playroom like a real one.
she goes, so do you want to show your work here? I'm like, call me. Just walk out. I'm gone.
No way.
Yeah. So
No, we do appreciate you coming
Hell
for real.
yeah.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers.
Cheers
Salud.
to that.
Yeah, cheers for being on the playroom.
And I feel like a big part is because of the connections that Madzilla makes with people. It's not just, hey, what's up? Everybody who meets Madzilla has these like memorable moments. Like it's an experience with Madzilla, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not just a surface level. She's always going to make it personal. She's going to make it a little crazy and make it memorable.
I'll get into our like little history
Please.
afterward. But
I'd be scared when people get in their history with me. I'd be like, do I want to know?
No, it's all.
Do I remember?
It's all good. It's actually really funny. But before I forget that thought,
remember.
the meeting I just left, I was there because I'm working now with a new agency. Sort of, you can call them an agency, but it's they're art dealers that want to work with me, and there's about 3 of them that work together, and one of them I've known for years in another life, in another like sales and stuff. And so she started working with these 2 other women who own this art agency, and they art deal. She told them about me. They want to work with me, and they came to my house, and I told them I'm like, look, I don't just work with anybody. Like I gotta vet you. We gotta build a relationship. I gotta fill it out, because I can call bullshit a mile away. I've had so many people hit me up and like, hey, let's work. And they sell you all this shit, and then they got no delivery. It's like, it's bullshit. Like you just wanted you saw an opportunity. You smell some pussy and you wanted to get a taste. Like, bro, there ain't no fucking free pussy over here, dog. Like,
but how long did it take for you to have this mentality?
I mean, well, again, like she said, watching my dad, I learned a lot of game quickly, and so I feel like I learned that since I've been on that time since I was like a teenager. I knew who and who not to work with, and you make mistakes along the way. You think like, all right, this.
You gotta take time to get to know somebody. People can put on that face real quick, but
true.
But if you're a good judge of character, you'll be able to.
Sometimes, in other cases, it takes someone to introduce you to another someone that's going to do shit for you. And that's happened to me many times. In fact, that's happened to me right now. My art dealer and / art manager, Julia Mosaico, who, curated the show I just had on Saturday, we've been working together for about 1.5 years. And I met her through a gallery that I used to work with a couple years ago. And the relationship just went to shit because I just didn't like the way they were moving, and I'm like, this was a waste of time. And I'm like, I'm not giving you guys a piece of my hard work, and y'all aren't like doing anything for me. And so to make it up for it, they brought her to my last show. They're like, yo, you guys should work together. I think you guys would be a great fit. Here we are today, and like we're fucking selling pieces, doing all this, and like growing. Like the best thing that came out of that gallery was her. And same thing with like my print partner. My print partner, Ann Martin, owns a company called Sugar Press, and she makes all my prints. She handles all my fulfillment, my merchandise. And I met her through more people that didn't work out, and now we're like super duper locked in. I mean, if it wasn't for her, like, I make so much fucking bread off prints, it's not even funny. Like, when original art sales are down, like that shit's up, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
There's levels to this shit.
Yeah, like I got to drop tomorrow in the AM. I'm dropping T-shirts and prints, and there she is handling it for me. So, I think there are certain people that you got to meet to meet someone else. It's like people are bridges often, and some people hate being a bridge.
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
No, it's not a bad
Part
thing
of life.
on
But
the outside.
you're right. Some people do hate it. They can't.
Because they want to be a part of like
Yeah.
the what's at the end of the other end of the bridge. And it's like, look, you know, we're not locked in like that, but I want them to be a part of it, but sometimes people, it's shit, just relationships go to shit and you can't control it. And it's like, look, we're not good for each other anymore. Like we got to move on, you know, but it's all love. And I've lost a lot of relationships like that for sure. And it sounds crazy because it just sounds like you're using people to get to people. I don't give a fuck about using anybody. I just want people that are only interested in working with me with nothing in return. It's like, if you can come at me and you just want to invest your time and energy into me and you support what I do and my craft and what I'm about, and I'm not just a fucking paycheck, now we can talk. Like
Yeah.
we can go get dinner and shit, we can chill. But
So have you had those conversations with someone like, hey, this is not for me anymore? I want to go our separate ways?
for sure. I'll just
Yeah.
walk the fuck out of places. Like that gallery that I let go, we did Miami Art Basel, and it, you know, shit happened and came back to LA, and I just called them. I said, yo, have all my pieces ready. I'm picking them up tomorrow. And I took everything out their gallery. And that was that.
I love connecting people though. I've always been a dot connector. I love connecting my friends together.
Feels good.
And it's like, because I'm very selective with who I'm around and who I consider an actual friend. So when I get the opportunity, that's why I love having the podcast too, because I get to connect her with more people, and we're all like creative, like artists, like-minded, but we're also like just dope individuals on the inside. Like I'm very selective. That's why most of my friends get along, and I love it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if y'all go hang out and do business together. Like I don't need to, you know, there's been a couple of times where if you do business with somebody that I introduce you to and you hit me up, it's like, hey, I'm gonna break you off from that. I look at that like that's respectful. But if you don't, I'm not tripping either. I just see how people move and I just act accordingly.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
it's
mean?
true, and that's how I am too. Like I'm not no fucking gatekeeper. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you guys can't fuck with each other because I'm not trying to see y'all like link up.
People are
and-
like that though. I've had friends that get
that's
very
weird.
jealous. Like, oh, you hung out with so and so and I wasn't there. Like, yeah, you introduced us and we caught a fucking vibe and now we're friends. What are you
Right.
gonna do about it? I'm a grown ass woman.
You met my best friends. My
Yes.
homeboys. I don't even talk to them anymore. I blocked them on Instagram.
Yep, I have plenty of those where it's like-
motherfuckers are just gatekeepers and they don't want to see me. Like they just say, people, you could feel it. Like I'm very
They be low-key
sensitive.
hating.
I'm a sensitive person when it comes to energy, and that's why I said I can call bullshit from a mile away. And I'm
Same.
like, I could see how you move. Like I know a snake when I see one. I've been around them plenty. You can't fucking fool me, homie. And like you might walk like a duck, but you ain't quacking like one. Like you're moving silly. You know what I mean? I could tell. And so like me, I cut that shit off at the head right away. And I'm like, I'm moving on. You know what I mean? And so I've definitely lost a lot of relationships like that. And I love being a dot connector. It's dope. Like any opportunity I've ever had to introduce Zilla to someone that benefits her, I'm like, yo, y'all need to like link up, work
Right.
together. Like I've been thinking about who I can get as a sponsor for the podcast. I'm like,
Let's
yo,
go.
like she's like,
Love
all right,
that.
what is Madzilla rep? Like, all right, so weed, you know, fashion, music. Like, all right, who can I put her in her direction to help her shit out?
Love that. I'm
Appreciate that.
And
Isaac.
we haven't made a lot of money together before, but like we've made some money, and you know we've done collabs, and you know anytime she needs like a photo shoot or something, like I'm there, like, and it's on some. I don't want anything from her.
Right.
It's like, you know,
we just cool like that. We vibe.
But I always
Isaac's my dog.
I'm just not no fucking hater. I'm not like,
Right.
you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
like if you can get something out of me, like whatever, cool. And then, you know, she brings me, and she be introducing me to all her hot ass girlfriends, and then it'd be the best day of my life.
Right.
Yeah, this is Isaac's
Any-
best day of his fucking life.
Yo, I remember.
Be cheesing.
Yo, like, yeah, it's so funny. I've been in that situation so many times. I'm just like with like a bunch of bad bitches, and Zilla's like, this is Isaac's best day of his life. Look at him.
Yeah.
Rolling around the street with some bad bitches. And I'm like, you're
It's a
right.
good time.
Yeah,
It's a good
you know,
time.
You're right. You're right.
But it's funny how we met too, though.
How we met was funny, but I've known Madeline like for years without her knowing it.
Madeline.
Yeah, you're gonna call me my
okay.
government?
Well, like what
so
I'm
you
saying
knew
is like,
Madzilla.
well, no,
years.
but I'm saying like, yeah, like I've known who you are as a like known you since I was like a kid. You know, watching you like you know just model and all this stuff. Like all
Wait,
my
wait,
older
a kid?
homies.
What
Well,
do you-
I
like
mean
18?
like yeah, like you know she's not much older than me, but you know what I mean. I'm a kid to her, and so it's like since I was younger, I'm like looking at all my homies. And so, well, I'm not calling you old and shit. Relax, you know. I mean, I be liking cougars too, so fuck it.
Damn, you call me a cougar.
I'm just saying, you know.
Your milk game.
And get freaky real quick. But yeah, you know, like all my homies, all my photographer homies that I looked up to that were my dad's friends, they were all shooting Zilla for like covers and all this shit. And so like I grew up watching her and all this shit. Like, yo, I was just looking at the Frank 151 mag and she's in it. I used to collect Frank 151 when I was a kid. I have the craziest fucking story. When I was like 7 years old, I went to an art show that was a Frank 151 show, collaborated with Scion and Seventh Letter. Seventh Letter homies are all my boys. Like I grew up around all of them as a kid. And Stephen Malbon, who started Frank 151, gave me a chapter when I was 7. And I had that fucking chapter for years, and I was obsessed with it. I thought it was fucking dope. I was like, graffiti, titties, fashion, more graffiti, more titties. And I was like, yeah, this shit is badass. And then like fast forward years later, and I'm in Frank 151. I'm in multiple magazines. And then I'm like seeing Madzilla, and I'm like, damn, this is fucking dope.
I didn't even realize how dope it was when I did it at the time. I didn't even know, but then I like after you do something, you're like, oh wait, actually this is kind of a big deal.
So you know the photo books that I'm making are literally based off of Frank 151, like to the T.
Dope.
Everything about it, everything, like my whole model is Frank 151, and I have a bunch of them at the house, and I'm like, you know, Steven's still the homie and shit, and it's crazy to see where he's gone, and I wish Frank 151 was still like where it was, but yeah, like, you know, going back to Madzilla, you know, I would just see her in all these books and all these, you know, posters and stuff. And I remember when she got the cover of LA Weekly, and I'm like, damn, like Madzilla is that's the one.
Same.
And I'm like thinking like, damn, Madzilla's bad as fuck. She's dope. All my photographer homies work with her. And then a photographer friend who, you know, we don't really see anymore today, but he shot a photo of her, and I drew that photo on like early Instagram days, like in 2011, 2012. I tagged her in that photo, and she reposted it, and I was like, or she liked it, and I was like, yo, like, that's so dope. Like, Madzilla, like, recognized my art. That's what's up. Fast forward years later, New Year's going into, like, 2019, Madzilla and I are, like, at the same fucking house party, and we're going lit. We're talking. We're realizing that we have a bunch of mutuals. And we're like, we just locked in ever since then, you know? We were going up. I had a bottle of champagne. I gave her some champagne, you know? I was like, yeah, we were going up. It was dope.
Right. It's that respect, and you still have it. So cheers to that. I fucking love that
Salud.
shit.
No,
That was so
same.
dope when he told me that. I met him at the party, and he's like, yo, I'm an artist. Like, check out my work. I actually painted a picture of you, and then he showed it to me while we were at the party. And I was like, no fucking way. I'm like, and then I'm looking at his Instagram, like, you painted all of this? I was like, oh, yeah. Like, I already knew, like, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is.
and then
is into
Madzilla
some
was like,
shit.
yo, you finna paint me.
Yeah, paint on me, paint me. Let me be your
Paint
French.
on me, in me, every
No, not in me. Whoa. Isaac. Okay, now, hold on now.
I forgot it's not that kind of podcast.
It is.
It is actually.
I didn't say it, you did.
It definitely is that kind of podcast.
But yeah, you know, it was really dope how we got locked in, and I love Madzilla. Like she's like family to me. Like there's nothing that, you know, it's like, it's crazy. You hear people say shit about someone, and you're like, nah, that shit ain't. You got a completely like twisted perspective on someone.
Exactly.
And it's like, if anybody ever spoke twisted about Madzilla, like I would be there, the first person to argue otherwise.
what the fuck they saying about me? What they saying about me out here in these streets, huh?
You know,
No,
people
it's
just saying shit. But you know, it's funny because like
But I feel you. Yeah, people just.
my mom met Madzilla at my show a couple years ago, and she fell in love with her. And I know why though, because I know that my mom recognizes game. Like my mom is a hood ass bitch. Like from
She's all tatted, like she looks all like
Really?
gangsta, but she's beautiful. Like me and his mom was like this. I was like, we was just chopping it up.
Look,
She's so dope.
my-
Shout out to your mom.
my mom is she comes from a different kind of cloth. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom grew up in Linwood, Watts, South Central, Southgate, and so you know my grandma was gang related. Like everybody, a lot of people on my mom's side was gang related. And so my mom grew up just with that lifestyle, and she's a fucking, you know, she's got tough skin. And like what did I tell you before we started recording? I was like, yo, like you would think I'd be on some crazy shit because of the shit that my mom put me around, you know? Like we were around drug dealers and fucking, you know, gangbangers and shit. Like I was seeing that as a kid. My mom was like
Same.
that, you know
That's
what I'm saying?
why me
Like,
and her was like
that. So my mom recognizes like another, you know, tough woman. It's like, oh, I reckon like my mom will throw the fuck down anywhere with anyone, anyhow. Like just recently, when my mom fucked up she got into a fight with some bitch and like fucked up her windshield. Had to get like stitches and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because like my mom's crazy.
She's
like
down
that.
ass bitch.
Nah, she really is. But like you put her put in a room with a bunch of like fucking white people and shit, and like she's all like using words like indubitably. Like what? Like when did you learn this vernacular? Yeah.
Code switch.
Yeah. So like, you know, there's a place and time, but yeah, you know, people recognize like it takes a certain person to recognize another person. Like that's the saying. It takes one to recognize one. And so I think, you know, when people like don't fuck with someone, it's because you're not cut from the same cloth. It's like you're not built for this shit. You know what I mean? Like you're not on the same time that we're on right now. And
Right.
If your parents didn't like fuck with one of your friends or maybe one of your girlfriends or your associates or whatever, does that affect you? Do you like take that into consideration? Like, you know what?
For sure.
I can't fuck with you as much because my people don't fuck with you.
For
My
sure.
parents.
Yo, like on my close friends, it's funny. I got like, damn, outing myself right now. I got like 2,000 girls in my close friends, and it's nothing but women. Cause I be posting all my thirst traps and ratchet shit there.
Oh, I need to follow
Put her in the
you.
close friends.
Add me to the close friends.
I'll just text you what you want. I'll text you direct.
Oh.
You won't pay me though. I told you.
Oh, with that
Dick
the
ain't
dimple
free.
right here.
I got
Okay.
two.
But this one's bigger. Than
I got some dimples elsewhere. I'll show you.
Oh.
No, but you know, so on my close friends, I've said this before. I said, you know, here's the test. If my mom don't fuck with you, then it's a hard pass. Cause like if I can't, if I can't get your acceptance by my mom and like my brother, my siblings, my dad, like it's tough. Cause then how am I supposed to bring you around if like my family don't fuck with
Right.
you?
You
Like
fuck it up
I gotta
yourself.
vet it. Yeah, there's dude. And I've been with so many fucking women and that like my mom has never met. My mom is always like, yo, who
Because
are
you're
you with right
scared.
now?
Like, if you meet this one,
Yeah.
she's not going to be around no more.
Yeah, like I'm like, damn, like
Can't bring
feel
you
that.
around.
I feel that.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
I still want to keep fucking, but
like,
I can't introduce you to my mom.
Let me fuck you for another couple months and then we out. You know what I'm saying? Let me use this bitch as much as I can. Yeah, but it's like it's like that, you know?
It is like that.
It's like that, but with like love and respect. And I know that sounds odd, but it's like I really try to like look. If I know my family's gonna fuck with someone or not, and so it's like, look, you can hang around with me because I'm a free spirited person. I fuck with everybody, but my family, like, you can't come over for the holidays, you know.
So I'm invited to Thanksgiving?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But the only time that people
I get a
really
plate?
like mingle with my family is like at my shows. So like when my family's there, my friends are there, I'm introducing everybody. You know what I mean? Like I had a homegirl on Saturday who I've been friends with since high school. I had a big crush on her in high school, and I walked with her to the bar to get a drink, just
Is
to
she
give
still
her
fine?
hospitality.
She's still fine?
Bro, yeah, she's
Damn.
fat
Oh,
as
yeah.
fuck.
His
Her
mom?
ass is
No,
no.
the-
my,
Oh, I was
the
like, his
homegirl.
mom bad as fuck. My bad. I was zoned out. Think about your mom.
My mom's a very beautiful woman. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
Mom.
My mom's a bad bitch for sure. But yeah, my homegirl was like, everybody was fucking staring at her and shit. But like, my family was standing by the bar, and so I introduced her, and I'm like, oh, you know, I can introduce you, and then it was all cool. But I just know whether something's gonna work out or not. Yeah, like.
I want to ask you one other thing real quick. How do you feel when your friends don't show up for you to your art shows? How do you feel when people aren't there? No, because I want to say this, because I've been trying to get better as a person for showing up for my friends.
Yeah.
If it's birthdays, I'm going to fucking show up. I just made it a thing in my mind where I want to support my friends, because if I don't come support you for what you got going on, how the fuck would I expect you to support me? Now, sometimes I might have my kid. There might be certain situations, or if it's something where I absolutely can't make it, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But how do you feel when you have all these friends that want to be around you, be a part of your thing that you go on? You're like, hey, I got an art show, pull up, or they don't come support it. They've never bought anything of yours, or they never helped you. Like, how does that make you feel?
Damn, dude, you're asking some fucking deep ass like questions that have been festering in my mind for the last few days, because it's true.
Vibes.
You know, you do like the motherfuckers that I just cut off. Like, where were they? You know what I'm saying? It was my birthday. I got no happy birthday from the homies that I was fucking throwing down with the police, and like thought you fucking had my back. Like, you know, it sucks. It does feel like shit when people you thought that were your brothers and, you know, were 10 toes down, and they're not down for you for the smallest shit. It's like, if you can't be down for me for this, who's this? Like, why do you think I'm gonna want you to be down with me when I'm fucking up? Like, up.
But
like
when you up, they're quick to be there.
Oh,
when you're up, they're quick to show up and try to get all the cloud, and like they want to be around, they want to be a part of it.
For sure.
But it's like, yeah, like where
For
the fuck
sure.
are you at now?
I don't
You
know.
know?
Again, I think the source of it comes from, you know, jealousy, envy. It's like ego. they can't bear being around someone that's like progressing more. And but it's like I've never treated my homies like I was better than them. Like we're equals as homies, though that we're not equal in our careers.
Right.
It's like, but that shouldn't stop you. Like you should be proud of me. You should want to help me because your net worth is your network. So it's like if I'm up, you're up.
Right.
Like we're up together. Like when have I ever? I've shared my fucking clothes. If we go out to the club and I'm the only one dripping, all right, I'm sharing my chains. We're all going dripping. Oh, you need better shoes? All right, borrow my shoes from my closet so we can all go out looking nice. My little brother, he's 17. He just spent the 2 days with me and we're doing a photo shoot. And I threw on some of my old chains on him and an old watch that I had, and he was like, after we were done, he put the stuff back on my dresser, and he was like, "Yo, you're set." I was like, "Dude, keep it." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker. Like, take it.
Same.
Just don't fucking lose it, because don't let it go to waste. But yeah, keep it. Like, if you're gonna wear it and appreciate it, then cool. But I'm a big I share like a motherfucker. That's because not a lot of people shared with me when I was a kid.
I was about to say, are you say you have a younger brother? Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest, and I was the only child for like 11 years. But no, not a lot of people shared with me. I have very core memories of moments where no one shared with me. For example,
that's so sad.
The house that I
hate that.
The house that I grew up in was like my mom, my grandma, and my great grandma, 3 generations in one house. And that house, a lot of people was in and out, like a lot of cousins, a lot of aunts, their kids were there. And I remember a time where one of my cousin's kid had a Nintendo 64 or some shit. And I was playing games. He asked me to play with him because he's a lot younger than me. And she turned the game off. She was like, "Oh, I want you to go like clean or some shit." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So that was it. And then like a little time later, I come back out and like my little cousin's playing games with my other cousin. And they're, she's in the living room just watching. I was like, the fuck? Like, that was weird. Like, she turned it off on me super quick, but, whatever. And then I had another time where, like, my great-grandma was cooking me and my cousins, like, that are my age, breakfast. She serves all my fucking cousins a plate except for me. And then my oldest cousin was like, "Yo, grandma, you didn't give Isaac a plate." She goes, "Oh, I forgot Mijo was here." "Bitch, I live here. What you mean you forgot I was here?" Yeah, and so it was like I felt
hurt you
weird.
for life.
Dude, I felt really fucking weird. Like, dude, people not like me in this motherfucker? Like, I'm pretty funny and cool. Like, fuck all y'all then. I'm about to be rich and y'all about to be homeless. Don't ever ask me for a motherfucking dollar. I'll piss on you.
Right.
And like,
I'm the black sheep of my family,
dude,
for
black
a long
sheep like
time.
a motherfucker.
Right.
And now that I'm
They
up,
take
it's
all
like,
my cousins on vacation. They never even invite me to shit. I don't get no goddamn nothing.
Dude,
I'd be like, why?
Now people beg me to come out. "Oh, please come to this, come to that." Like, bro, I'm fucking busy. You're lucky if I pop out to your wedding, homie. You gotta pay me to come out now.
Right.
Because I
Or
don't
come to your funeral,
I
bitch.
have very few people like that I keep close. Like, I don't really talk to a lot of my family. When my great grandma passed away, I was just kind of like, dude, I don't think my great grandma really like fucked with me like that. The only death that I had that like really, really fucked with me was my mom's mom. That was my rock. That day, that the breakfast thing, I told my grandma about it, and my grandma got so fucking mad. She took me to McDonald's, got me a Happy Meal, and brought me back and wanted me to eat in front of my other cousins.
That's some shit I would do.
And she like chewed my great grandma's ass out. She's like, "Don't you ever fucking like leave my grandson out like that." I was my Grammy's only grandson for 11 years, and she was like,
knew
"Don't
what
ever."
the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
was
She was like,
doing.
"Don't you ever leave my fucking grandson out like that."
Right. But it tells a
Damn.
lot about you because you've experienced these situations and you're like, "I never want somebody to feel like that, so I'm going to be that person." Some people turn into their hurt and their pain,
Yeah,
you know?
nah, I'm very like opposite. I'm so opposite from what I've experienced. Like, I've been around drugs, I've been around gang banging, I've been around fucking. My grandma like committed suicide. Like, I've been around all kinds of shit, and so it's like I'm the super opposite of all of that. I don't do drugs. I barely drink. Occasionally, I don't like a lot of my family. They're just like up to nothing, just nothing, and I'm over here fucking. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like I'm not. Like, you wouldn't even think me and my family were related. Yeah, like I'm fucking doing this for my grandma that committed suicide. Like, this is for her, and so, yeah, like I feel like I've learned from other people's, like, just watching as a kid. And I know that I didn't want to be that.
Right, same. I've experienced that with like even having friends in relationships when I was younger. When they get a relationship, they like leave me and I'm like, "Wait, I've done everything for you." The moment you get in a relationship, I don't exist until you break up. Then you want to hit me up. And so I was like, I never want to be that person that, you know, I want to learn from a young age. I was like, I want to learn balance. Even if my career switches or whatever, I make new friends like Madzilla, I'm still going to have like my day ones there and like learn that balance. Cause I hate it when people made me feel that way. Like I was insignificant once they were introduced to somebody new, you know?
She's invited me to like, I remember when she, you know, she had a gig like, at like a club, like a strip club, and she was like, "Yo, pop out with me," and I was like, "All right, bet." And I popped out, and she was just like, "Yo, pull out money." I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "I don't really got the money to do that right now," but I pulled out.
He did.
I pulled out like $1,500. I'm not lying. Like,
well, damn, I thought he was saying like $100.
No, I pulled out. I pulled out like $1,500, and
I was like,
said,
Isaac, let's flex on these motherfuckers real quick. When I say we, I mean you, but I'll be there.
And I did, and at the time, like, you know, looked like it was probably crazy on my part, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, Maz, I'm going to do this for Zilla. You know what I mean? And so
I was performing at the strip club. That's
You were
why I was
performing,
performing some of my songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had hit up a bunch of people. And that was another thing. I had all these people that were supposed to come that like some baller ass friends were like, oh yeah, I'm about to pull up. We're going to bring ones. Cause I was shooting like a little video thing. I was performing some songs on the stage with the strippers. I'm like, bro, he was the only one that fucking came through and spent money. He was the only one that made it rain out of like, I invited like 10 dudes that were supposed to pop up and
but the moment they want something from you,
and then they want to hit me for some other shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
bitch.
like, I'm not balling like that. Like, there's times where I'm like down. That's just how art goes.
Yeah.
And there's some times where I'm up. Like, I'm pretty transparent with people. Like, motherfuckers think I be like on my millionaire shit all the time, and I'm like, bro, shit is down, and when it's down, it's down. But like, we're broke right now, but that's cool. Broke is temporary. That's just how it goes. But when I'm up, I'm up. And when I'm up, I share.
I spend the last of my money on a stripper any day. I'll be like, here, take out my rent money. Take it.
She got to do tricks for me.
That's why I'm like, don't take me to the strip club.
Away.
Yeah. Same. I'll be like, don't take me to the strip club.
Same.
I'm only going if somebody else is spending their money because I can't do it. I'll spend everything.
Yo, I don't know how many times I've taken the homies to the club and I'm like, I'm the only one throwing bands. Like,
the only one buying bottles.
The only one buying bottles. Yo, I've gotten a table at Bootsy Bellows like a handful of times, and I'm the only one throwing like 5-6 bands on the table, and like everybody's trying to get a dude. There was
those people aren't around no more.
None of them are around. None of them. And I'm like, bro, that was such a fucking waste of money. I should have gave that shit to my mom. I should have sent my mom on a trip to Hawaii like a dumbass.
But you live and learn, and it's. I don't think you should ever feel bad for. I don't feel bad for like blowing a lot of money. I just learned, and now you make better decisions moving forward. But I don't regret all the fun I had. I don't regret buying my own tables, my own bottles, and fucking moving how I needed to move at a time because I grew up poor. So I'm a fucking spend this motherfucking money. But now it's like you become an adult and things change a little bit. You gotta,
Here's how I look at that situation.
And this taxes.
This is like my thought process. No matter how, I don't regret things either, because no matter how much it was, that's what it cost to learn the lesson.
Ooh.
And so if that's what it took to learn that lesson, then that's what it took. It's like a motherfucker that owes you $50. It's like, all right, it costs you $50 to keep that motherfucker out your life if he keeps dodging you.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, yeah, I like that too.
Another quote from Bronx Tale, Sonny.
Oh,
Bronx Tale. That's where I got my middle name from.
Really?
Sonny. Yeah. But yeah, it's true, and it's like, sometimes you gotta spend money to realize that you can't be doing that shit anymore.
And sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. Don't forget that one either. Okay, invest in yourself.
For sure.
Spend that bread. Do what you need to do because it's gonna come back tenfold.
Motherfuckers are
You know what I mean?
scared. Scared to take
They be
risks.
scared, yeah, but they'll go spend some money on some dumb shit real quick.
For sure, because they want to
your
look. They
priorities
want to
straight.
look like money.
Right.
I'm a victim of that too. I've done that. I've spent money
Yeah.
on jewelry and for a long time I didn't have a nice car. I had a fucking old ass Jeep a used Jeep that I was whipping for 5 years.
Pull up to the party around the block. Get out.
For
come
real.
to the
That's what I'm
front.
saying. Like, I'm pulling up in fucking chains and shit, and I'm like, but I'm taking bitches home in the fucking Jeep Liberty. And now it's different. I just bought my first fucking brand new 2024 car. I drove it off the lot 20 miles.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Isaac. Yeah.
I'm gonna drink to that.
We like that.
cheers to that.
Hell yeah.
Salute. But and guess how many bitches were like, oh, I like your car. I bet you do, bitch. I bet you do.
I bet you fucking do, yeah.
Now get out. Fuck out. Walk, bitch. I just wanted you to smell the leather. Yeah, but it's it's funny because it's like, again, like, I don't even think about materialistic things. Like, if you want to have a good time, you got to have nice things. And so it's like, when I bought my watch, that was an investment for me. It's not to flex. I'm not trying to look like money in front of fucking friends and shit. It's like, Sometimes I go out to clubs and I don't even wear my jewelry. I know I got it at home, but you realize like you don't need that shit to be like hype. You don't need that shit to be the life of the party.
Sometimes you spend all this money in the club, and the best times is when you're in the parking lot or in the car with your friends. To me.
Let's just go back to Saturday. Look at all the motherfuckers in that section. Not one of them looked like they were having fun.
Ooh, why?
All that money, and none of them looked like they were having fun. And I'm like, damn, bro,
I had a great time.
Well, you weren't in that. You weren't in that section. You were in mine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that, like your section.
No, I'm talking about the other section.
Oh, the other section.
Look at all that,
no,
all that bread, all that popularity.
All
No
poser-ass
bitches, and no fun. And I'm like, damn, bro, like you really, like you're not gonna, like, and I bet you if one of you motherfuckers got shot, y'all would forget about it the next day. And it's like I'm not trying to be around people like that. Motherfuckers better mourn when I die. They die. If I die, you motherfuckers better have a parade in the motherfucking street. Like, celebrate my death.
We will.
You know what I mean? And so it's like...
We'll have all the paintings and everything. But let's not talk about that. Isaac.
But what I'm saying is, like, look, it's people, though. It's like another thing from Bronx Tale. They talk about, like, Sonny says, nobody cares. And Sonny dies at the end of the movie, and motherfuckers are just sitting there talking. No one's crying. No one's mourning. It's like, you move on. And you're like, damn, but did they really care about me when I was here? Are people really giving you your flowers and shit?
It's really depressing, actually. And I feel like people do need to give each other their flowers more and, you know, show up for each other. Like I said, support goes a long way.
Fucking way.
Even making a phone call to somebody, even if you can't show up, call people, call your friends more often, explain things, like communicate more. Like, you know, a lot of people run from problems, or they want to go hide, or they will be like, they feel shitty for something, and then they'll never talk to you again because they don't even have the words to say some real shit to fix it.
They're just not aware enough to be able to. It's like someone who doesn't know love. How can you show someone love if you don't even know it? They don't even know how to express themselves. You know, they don't know how to express appreciation.
And you better go work on yourself and get it right, and then fucking you know.
You have to learn that shit, because I've been in situations like that where I was so much in my head I couldn't even communicate. That's why I relate to people and like, oh, I can't talk to you. I'm stressed out. I got mental issues. I understand. No. But then it clicked in my head where I was like, sometimes it's not about me. Like, let me hit up my friend, because maybe you need me more than I'm in my head. You know, and I like put myself aside, and I made a choice of that. That shit was very hard to do. You know, like my mind over matter tattoo is I made a choice to get out of my anxiety and hit you up, be like, are you okay? Even though I'm freaking like depressed as fuck. Yeah. And then it changed like their life, and ultimately it would change back mine, because it was like an exchange. I always say like a cycle of support, how you were saying, like, I'm not using you, blah, 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 but it's like my friends and my people were a cycle of supporting each other. Like, so it's a constant like circle. I hate when I come into people and it's like block, and I'm like, oh, you're messing up my flow. Like, I'm a wavy baby. You gotta go.
Or motherfuckers these days are very transactional. You meet people and they say all this shit to you, but they're really just trying to get something out of you. And once they get what they want out of you, they're gone.
Right. Well, see, my son, he was talking about that. Like, Mom, that's what's wrong with your generation, is like you just think too much into it. Like, and he was talking about transactional. I said, you need to change your perspective, because you're thinking transactional when I'm thinking about supporting each other. Like, I'm not going to, what do you got for me? What do you want? That's a terrible, disgusting mindset. Like, how can I support you, and how can you support me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, like, I don't know. Yeah, even working with Madzilla, anytime we've done something together, I'm like, I'm never thinking about, all right, what's it gonna do for me? I'm always like, damn, well, is it gonna be worth it for Madzilla? You know, I'm always like, is it gonna be worth your time? Like, are we doing something that's gonna be dope enough to be like, oh yeah, let's run it for part 2. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm always like that with everybody. I mean, and if I don't think that it's gonna be dope for the both of us, then I'm not gonna do it. You know, I don't care about what you can offer me. I'm trying to figure what value can I offer you, but also make it a good look for me in return, but not out of you, but for me. Like, I'm giving me something, not taking something from you. Motherfuckers always want to take something from somebody. Like, people hit me up for everything. Every fucking day, people hit me up and they want something. Yo, I need this, need that. It's like, damn, motherfucker, can you call and check on me? Right. I could be dying right now. My anxiety is, my heart is out my chest.
Today? Are you hungry?
Yeah,
like, do you need anything? Nothing like that.
Not a fucking thing. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, if you're broke shit, like, you could at least offer me some ramen, like some top ramen, some air. I'll eat ice with you, motherfucker. Like, the offer is what counts. But yeah, I think people are just super selfish, and social media plays a big role in that, because people, they try, like, bro, what happened to wanting to be like a fucking doctor these days? Nobody wants to be a doctor. Nobody wants to be a cop. Nobody wants to be a teacher. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to be a fucking fashion designer. Like, bro,
Everybody want to be an artist.
Yeah, like, go home. Go home. We got too many, like, we're at capacity.
I don't think so. I don't think it's ever at capacity. I think it just depends on how you are as a person. What do you want to show? It doesn't matter what the fuck you want to be. You can do that, but how are you moving? How do you make people feel? I'm so big on that. Like, I don't give a fuck. There's enough space for everybody. There's a fucking million artists that can paint pictures. There's a million people that can rap. There's a million people that can do this and that. But the people that make the difference are the ones that have an impact on other human beings. That's the main thing for me.
The only reason why I say it's capacity is because now with the creative space, what it's like is like okay, imagine like a pool of fish and there's too much fucking fish and no fish can swim.
You gotta swim
like,
the different opposite way.
It's
and
like,
find
yeah,
your own
bro,
path.
like go get out of here. Get out of this realm. Like, you want to be a rapper, well then go, like, it's not working here. Like, you're using people to, like, you're pushing motherfuckers down. You're drowning people. Like, get out of here. Like, look at the motherfuckers that sank in Titanic. They were fucking holding on to each other. Motherfucker, go swim away and find, like, something to hold on to. Like, get out of here. Everybody's here. And so I think that people move weird when they start to get in this space because they want to make it so much. They want to be there. So they got to start using motherfuckers and doing weird shit until they get there. And then when they get there, it's like you wasted your time because now you spent all this time fucking up, burning bridges with people, and you're lonely. You're at the top. You got all this shit, and no one fucks with you. And motherfuckers, you might get shot because of how you move and like all this other shit. Like, I don't want that. Like, I was an artist since birth. I don't have another choice. But I don't have to do art. I do a lot of other shit on the side to make money.
That's what I was gonna say too. That a lot of people come to LA and they want to just be that one thing. If they think I'm coming here to be an artist, right, like a rapper, and it's not working, you're not making any money. It's okay to still have other avenues of, like revenues of revenue streams. So
and most of the time these bars be ass.
You need to do that.
Yeah, like, bro, you got to do 10 things to fucking make a paycheck. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. Like, I'm not just an artist. I do a lot of creative things on the side, but I invest my money in stocks. You know, I have real estate. I do all kinds of shit. I do tattoos, music, modeling, acting, clothing, graphic design. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to make $1,000. So there's no reason for anybody to be broke. Like, if you do what you do it because you love to do it, not because you're trying to make money and make this your only source. Like, it's silly to think that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be a little realistic with yourself. Like, I'm an artist through and through, but I make art because I love it and I'm in it, not because it is the only thing that I want to do and like, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm not gonna let my fucking self starve. I'm not dumb. Like, dummy,
Right.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Go work a job real quick. You don't have to like be a starving artist. You can get money and paint. Like, I got motherfuckers that are like, oh, I slept in my car. I did this to be where I'm at now. Like, like, you could have had a job and still look fly. Like, you just made yourself starve for no reason.
But some people, I mean, I'm kind of like that too. I've definitely starved as a model and being an image in LA. But I'm like, I'm never going to get no motherfucking 9 to 5 again. You know, I've been working since I was 13 years old. I've had hundreds of jobs. People don't even know I've worked in all different types of fields. Like I've done it all. I've worked in grocery stores, restaurants. I've worked at Oakley. I used to be a freaking janitor. I've done clothing, like everything that you can think of. Like, I've literally probably washed dishes. I worked at a bagel shop. I fucking worked at Baskin Robbins. I worked everywhere that you can fucking think of. Literally. I worked in some high-end shit, low-end, whatever the fuck it was, just to make money. Doing shit for my friends, cleaning people's houses. I used to clean people's houses in middle school just to make money. I used to go around to the neighborhood and collect people's like bottles and cans and go cash that shit in for some money because my mom was broke.
I was painting fences.
I'm hustling since day one, really.
But I don't mean a 9 to 5. I just mean get your hustle on and think outside the box. Like, if this one thing isn't working, bro, like, you got to do something else to support that so you don't fall and you don't fucking you don't do some shady shit just to try to make it work.
Sometimes I go through depression too. I think depression and anxiety fucks with people a lot because it doesn't matter how much I know I can like go do more and make, like every day I'm thinking about making money, supporting, Cato, making sure I have a roof over our heads and doing what I want to do. Like, I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to my career. I don't feel like.
Right.
But sometimes I beat myself up. I go through depression where I literally will sit there for a week and just be fucking depressed because I'm overwhelmed and I can't even get out of that funk.
Yeah.
So to everyone that's watching that has those type of moments where whatever it is, just do anything that you can do that's self-help. Go get outside, go get in nature. Like, you have to reset your mind. You have to remind yourself of why you give yourself some credit. Like, actually, I have done a lot. Don't beat yourself up for everything that you're not doing every day. Like, you know what? I've done a lot. I'm a good person. I have amazing people in my life. I have like some my family and friends, whatever it is. Focus on what you're thankful for.
Right.
Read your self-help books. Go on YouTube. Put on something that's going to change your mindset.
Done that. Been there, done that.
Got to do it again and again and again.
I've been reading self-help books since I was in middle school. You know what I mean? Like, and not to cut off your thought, but just to follow up with that, you know, I think some people, you know, it's crazy because like my grandma, I think about depression, and I know there's a lot of people that are depressed. I'm depressed for a lot of reasons, but I hear a lot of these young motherfuckers be like, oh, I have depression. And then it sounds like a trend. Like, oh, I got depression. Like, motherfucker, it's not cool to have depression. Like, it's not, you can't brag about that shit. My grandma had depression and she fucking killed herself.
But you don't have to kill yourself to have depression. A lot of people are depressed because life is fucked up. Imagine growing up, you say young people, they're growing up into an era with the internet and all the shit that they're exposed to. That must be depressing, whether you come from whatever it is. A lot of things can be. I don't ever play with anybody if they say they're depressed. Like, I feel like I get.
I think a lot of people though, and I get what you're saying, and I'm not, if someone's truly sad and they're down and out, I get that. But if they're not doing anything to try to help it and all they're just saying is like, hey, give me attention, it's like, bro, like maybe you don't have depression, maybe you're just an attention whore, and when you don't getting it, you're sad. Because it's like, I know a lot of these fucking TikTok
and that could
kids
stem from something when they were younger. You never know.
Right, but do something about it.
But what's the message though? So that end it like that. What is the message that you would give to people that are?
I think if you truly are feeling that way, then you need to seek some thorough help, and you need to get out of this bullshit, like trying to impress people. Stop trying to impress the Joneses. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Stop trying to keep up with an image and do shit for you regardless of the results. Like me, yeah, I suffered from depression. I'm depressed for a lot of fucking reasons. I mean, the list doesn't end, but my depression is like, I don't even think about depression as a thing that holds me back. I think about like other internal shit that holds me back. That's not depression, but trauma. Trauma is different from depression. Like
it goes hand in hand,
like,
though.
But I mean, like I've been through things that have, like I've seen things, and that stuff just festers in my mind. Where like depression could just come from within, and so like I just channel that through my creativity, and I'm like, let me just dive myself into what I love, regardless if I succeed in it or not. And
that's why I feel like you do so many creative outlets.
Yeah.
So do you, and so do I. Because if I'm not staying creative in a bunch of different ways, not to cut you off, but that's what helps me get out of my deep rest.
I feel like if I do what I'm supposed to do, maybe everything will work out in the end. I don't have the answers. I could sit here and say, I don't have no other choice. I'm going to be successful. I don't know that. I could fucking die tomorrow. I'm not saying I want to, but I'm just saying that's open for possibility. So I live every day with just saying, you know what, I'm going to bust my ass today. I'm going to be grateful for today. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do to the best of my ability and just put faith in that it's all going to work out, that the universe has got my back. So fuck the depression. Fuck all this other shit that I have no control of. Like, you have to let go control of what you don't have control of. And I don't know, you don't know what you don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But when you accept that, you're like free. You're free of these like shackles. Like, you're worrying about, oh, fuck, I got to do that. I got to, like, bro, relax. Don't worry about that shit. Just focus on the task at hand.
Right. And like what you said you were doing earlier, is like you put on music to inspire whatever you're working on.
Right.
Some people, they'll like watch depressive shows, listen to depressing music. And it's like, if you want to get out of your depression, switch some shit up, right? Like, listen to something different.
Well,
you know, be around different atmospheres.
Popping pills and doing all this, and they like feed into it. They feed into the negativity because it's like substance. A lot of artists, like visual painters, think that they have to be on some bullshit to make good art. I know a lot of fucking artists that are on coke, meth, fucking all kinds of opiates and like pills and shit. Like, I don't do any of that. I've never done anything else other than weed. And that's because I believe that I'm so tapped in what I'm doing, and I'm self-aware of my own consciousness. I don't need outside substances to help me create.
Right.
If that's the case, then maybe I'm not supposed to be an artist. I'm relying solely on me right now.
Like, you could have it and use it as an expressor, but you don't need it.
I don't
like
think
express,
I need it.
right?
And I think some people truly believe that they need it. And then they become attached to it. And then they become addicted to it because they're like, it's like the placebo effect. If you believe it, then it's true.
Right.
If you think you are, then you're right. And so that people fail to understand that. It's like, if you think you're a fucking depressive failure and all this shit, then you're right. Yeah, that's exactly. It's the thinking that counts. You have to change the thought process in order to get out of that funk. But they don't teach you that shit. They don't teach you that shit in schools. Those are hidden away in books that they don't even fucking want to mention because they don't want people to succeed. They don't want people to operate on a high level. They don't want people to operate independently. They want you to be on drugs. They want you to be depressed.
Right.
They want you to constantly want better.
But when you have a friend who tells you something, or like what you're saying, like whoever's listening to this, listen to what you're saying. Some people listen and be like, oh, well, I'm going to stay in my depressive. Like, do something about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Some people won't click. It won't get, I've had all my homies.
To be depressed,
they love it. They love sulking the attention. They love, oh, woe is me. Pobrecito. Let me give you hugs. They love that shit. I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
When people feel bad for me, I'm like, damn, like, don't feel fucking bad for me, homie. Like, be proud of me. Like, the fuck? You make me feel like I'm like down or something. Like, I don't like that shit. But that just comes from recognizing it. A lot of people don't recognize it. Like, my little homies, I try to put them on game so many times. And I try to tell them, like, this is what I'm trying to give you, my tools, so that you can see this shit too. I feel like that's the real matrix. You know, they want you to be this fucking battery and to feed the machine. They want you to be, I mean, I don't like using that term woke, because it's like, where it is now is fucking weird. Like, they took that whole shit into a whole nother direction. But it's like, you know, just there's all this shit that's clouding people's minds and perspective on life. And especially these young people. And I think social media has a big part of it, because it's an image you got to keep up with. I got to be the baddest motherfucker in here. I got to be the baddest bitch in here. I got to have the flyest car. I got to be fit. I got to look a certain way in order to be accepted. And if I don't, then I'm going to be fucking depressed.
Well, good thing you're just blessed, huh, Isaac?
I'm blessed everywhere.
Oh, you're so gorgeous. Like,
waist below, don't even fuck with me.
Let me get on your close friends.
Right, you're going to be on there, but let's do your Juicy Jewels segment. I know you have one in there somewhere.
Yeah.
We can do some rapid questions with you real quick before we wrap up. But I do appreciate you coming back on the podcast. We're going to bring you back again. I know it's like kind of a rush. I got to go get Kato after this. And,
that breeze woke my ass up. I was feeling a little contact high.
There's been people that have been like, you hear these people like they're like walking by like
you can sit back.
They're like,
relax.
hey, what are you guys doing in there? Like,
is that what they're saying?
Like, man,
they just walking by like, hey,
we in here fucking, leave us alone.
Yeah, windows open, all the lights on here.
Yeah, I just told that shit to some girls the other day. I had a group of girls at the house over the weekend, and then my homegirl that, you know, we've been fucking around, and I had two girls downstairs. They're sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, hey, you know, if you guys hear any noise, that's because we're fucking, so don't mind. If y'all want to join, that's on you. But, you know,
that's on you.
Yeah, like, feel free.
Just for the disclaimer, ladies, she's
like,
gonna be getting dick down.
She's getting like her back blown the fuck out right now.
Her black blown the fuck out.
That sounds crazy. Pause. But
last call. I'm gonna be in the room.
Yeah. Anybody want to join?
We're all listening with our ear against the door, like.
Yeah, right. With fucking cups.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's just funny.
What's your sign, by the way?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay. You know, I get along with Geminis.
I'm best in bed, too.
Oh, God. Look at this guy.
I need to see it. I need to watch.
Okay.
Send her some videos.
It ain't nothing. I'm a Virgo. I'm very hard to please. Okay. But anyways.
Okay.
You already know what's up.
Juicy Jewels segment. Let's go.
Okay. So, would you rather be a dinosaur or a fairy?
That's an interesting question.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I think
deep it.
No, that's a good question, because with my mind, I feel ancient, and so I probably would say I feel like a dinosaur because I feel old. But a fairy, I'm also creative and
whimsical and
mischievous.
feisty.
He's whimsical.
Yeah, mystery. So I don't know. That's a hard one to choose. I think you know what, I would say dinosaur.
Damn, I wanted you to say fairy.
Well, it depends
so
what
bad.
dinosaur. You could be like a.
Well, no, I would say
pterodactyl.
No, but I think I relate most with a dinosaur. Not one, because I love animals and I love paleontology. But I think that my personality identifies with the dinosaur because I feel old. I feel like I got all this wisdom and knowledge, and I've been here for years.
You feel grown.
Yeah, I feel like I've been here, and I got a lot, and I'm bigger than life itself.
Okay, let's not get too deep. Now we gotta go quick.
Okay,
rapid questions.
Shower sex or car sex?
Shower sex.
Ooh.
I just did that.
It kind of be a little too watery for me. Okay, anyways, what Disney villain would you be?
Disney villain. Damn. Fuck. I mean, probably Scar, because Scar was a black sheep.
From the Lion King?
So you
From
gonna kill
Lion King.
Mufasa?
I mean, I would never hurt my brother, but I probably feel like I got the same
Damn,
pain.
You gonna kill Mufasa?
Like I got the same pain and shit. Like
He wouldn't do it, but he,
yeah.
But he
Okay.
would.
So if I bit into you right now, what candy flavor would you taste like?
Ooh, probably is caramel? Is that like a candy?
A burnt rubber jelly
Caramel?
bean.
Nah, what fucking you? It tastes like tajin. Tapatio.
Oh, I like that.
I would taste like fucking Duvalin.
I like that shit. Okay,
A
would you?
cancito.
Can I try?
Go for
After,
it.
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
there's
would
only one part you could bite.
your finger,
Sure.
your weenus.
Definitely my weenus.
You won't feel it, but okay. All right. Would you time travel or go to the future?
I go back in time.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, Renaissance man.
Renaissance man.
I don't
Okay.
belong here. I'm from back in the day.
I don't belong. Okay. What's your pickup line?
I don't have one. I just.
Can I paint you
I'm
like
just-
one of my French hoes?
No.
I mean, I've used that.
Okay, I want to know what's a pickup line. You trying
I
to get at a
mean,
girl?
I've definitely
Wanna
have
come
used
check out
like,
my art?
I love to paint you. You know, I love to.
Ooh,
I love to.
you
Well,
little
no, actually, no. Hold up. Verbatim, I want to paint the fuck out of you.
Ooh.
So that sounds a whole lot more aggressive. But yeah,
I want to paint the fuck
out of you.
Ooh,
And
I
then they're like,
that.
what does that mean? And I'm like, I want to fuck the shit out of you, but
Wow.
then paint you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Paint on you while I fuck you.
In any order.
You're romantic. Okay.
Freaky. I don't know if that's yeah, it is kind of
Real Jack Dawson in this bitch.
I was about to say. Okay, ass or titties?
Both. Gotta have both. No,
No,
you know what?
you have to choose
no.
one.
I'll say ass because I can definitely sacrifice titties for some ass.
Okay, good.
You gotta
don't-
have some
Look, at now
ass.
he's getting all philosophical.
At least you could
with
sacrifice. I guess it'll work. Okay.
Whatever.
But I
So-
prefer both.
Same. Okay. Slow and sensual or fast and intense?
Slow and sensual for sure.
Ooh. Okay. When you're out, what's your go-to two-step?
My go-to two-step, I don't know, fucking crip walk maybe.
Do you be crip walking in the club? Because I'm.
Yeah, sometimes I was
He
just doing
gets
that shit
drunk.
on Sunday. You know, I ain't no crip, but I be cripping.
Oh shit. Okay. Dominant or submissive?
It's good. Probably dominant, just because most of my partners they want to be submissive, but I can play both sides of the fence. I think as a guy in bed with sex, particularly being both sides of the fence, there's balance.
Just
you know?
pick the fucking answer and we're going on to the next one. You guys are
Dominant.
fucking up the rapid
I
questions
love
here.
it. I
No,
appreciate
I like
it. Okay.
that. Okay, we can explain some, but we got to just be quick with it.
Okay. Horror film or comedy?
Comedy.
He's like, well, I pick comedy because, you know, growing up when I was younger, I used to
Well,
have
if
to
you want my
laugh
explanation.
so I didn't cry.
Okay.
Well, Jim Carrey was my idol.
Same. Okay. You're stuck in Bikini Bottom. Which character are you?
SpongeBob.
All day.
All day,
flipping
every
them
day.
patties?
I've said this
No,
many
you're
times.
more like Plankton, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. Because of my height? Like hanging around bad bitches, I'm all short.
Are you really short?
5'9", 5'9" and
Not
fine.
short.
Oh, you look tall. But anyways, okay. So, eye contact or eyes closed?
Eye contact,
Oh,
for sure.
No, I could tell. Okay. Would you rather have your thoughts play out on IG or your embarrassing moments go viral on TikTok?
I don't know. IG.
Your thoughts play on IG?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary up in there, huh? But
Yeah.
okay, you're down. Okay. Love or loyalty?
Ooh. Loyalty. I don't give a fuck if you don't love me or not, but you gonna be loyal to me.
ooh.
Okay. Blindfold or handcuffs?
I mean, blindfold, because then I can imagine whoever the fuck I want. It's
Damn.
fucked up. That's so fucked up.
It's real. Okay. Cuddles or kisses?
He's like, I love both.
I love both. You know what? Kisses. I'll sacrifice cuddling for kisses.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll
I like to
sacrifice
kiss.
cuddling for kisses.
Yeah, I like to kiss, but I love to cuddle.
Oh, okay.
Look at this guy.
Okay. What do you love about yourself?
Everything.
This motherfucker. I knew
That
he
was the
gonna
fastest
say it.
answer.
I knew
Everything.
You love everything
Allow
about
me to
yourself.
explain.
Please don't explain. Fucking please don't explain. You'll be here for another 3 hours talking about everything he loves. Ah, there's a bat in here.
Oh, shit.
What
It's a
the
fucking bat.
fuck? Oh, wait,
I
hold
thought that
on.
was a bat for real.
It was a fly.
Fuck out of me.
Okay, leather or lace?
Lace.
Strangest thing you've eaten?
Pussy.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Nah,
Very strange.
strangest thing I've eaten, probably like a worm. Like I like the alcohol, like when you take a shot.
Oh, because you're Mexican. Got it. Okay.
All right. She
Damn,
said, yeah, because you're fucking from Mexico. Damn, dude.
God, I get it. Okay, what's your favorite color? I just want to know.
Green.
Oh, okay. Where's the weirdest place you've peed?
I'm like,
In
it
a
could be
girl's
you. Like it could be in you, but
Oh, you are a freak-a-leak.
weirdest place I've taken a piss.
Have you pissed inside of a girl?
No, I
Inside?
haven't. No, I haven't. I've been
heard it's a
asked.
thing.
I've been asked to piss inside a girl, but I've never done that. No.
Oh.
Weirdest place? I don't know. Maybe like most regretful, like on the side of a church or some shit. Maybe, but you gotta go. You gotta go.
All right, next question.
Okay, any fetishes?
I mean, I just like I like wordplay. Talk to me dirty. Like that's my fetish.
Like what kind of dirty though? Like
Here we go. Now you
I
guys
mean,
are
all
gonna
that
get.
shit. She wants to. Hey, we got plenty of time after the podcast.
Yeah, come on now.
okay. Who are you closest to in your family?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I would say my grandma. She's passed away, but probably my mom. But I mean, it's a tie between my mom and my dad.
Okay, one more question. What's the last best one?
The last best one is I need to know. This is gonna tell me a lot about you. Vampire, werewolf, or witch?
Vampire.
How did you think that this is gonna say a lot about you? What the fuck are you?
Because
witchy
it really-
bitch?
it
How do you
really
know? What does
does.
it say about him?
It really does.
Huh?
First of all, he's very.
So like, do you sleep on your left or you
I'd
sleep
be
on
a
your right?
vampire for sure too. What would
Yeah.
you be? You would for sure be a witch.
I'm a werewolf. I'm
'Cause
like
you're a
I'm
witchy
a
bitch.
werewolf because I like to shift change. And witch.
Shift change.
I mean, what is it called? Shape
Shapeshift, yeah.
Shape shift. The alcohol, shape shift, and I
She's
do like witchy vibes.
sometimes I'm a guy, sometimes I'm a girl, sometimes I'm both.
Hey, Mystique
Sometimes
was.
I'll put a spell on you. Sometimes I won't.
Yo,
like,
Mystique
bitch,
was my
don't.
favorite. Is my favorite
Oh,
Mystique. She be.
Nah, I'm a vampire for sure. Again, because I'm old.
I
Been
was
around
gonna
here
say,
for a
like,
long
you got
time.
the ancient,
I got the
like-
hair. I
What
look
was
like
the
something like
options?
at an interview with a
Vampire,
vampire.
werewolf, or witch, or you can be all three. Whatever, that's a tribrid.
I'll be a fairy.
Yeah, it should be a fairy.
No, but you're super vampire vibes because you just
yeah.
the way you just like
Yeah.
suck and then control.
Well, I don't suck, but
No,
yeah.
like,
Except pause.
It's not
Pause.
not like suck, but like when vampires like sucks a
She
neck.
try to get all
they
serious
get-
with it now. Like, no. Let me explain. Let me explain.
Listen, when vampires suck, it's like such an ecstasy feeling,
Yeah.
and they feel like that euphoric
Girl,
feeling, and then they, what I
We
mean?
fucking know what the fuck vampires do.
Some
They
people
love
don't. Some
sucking
people don't.
blood.
Vampires are, bro. Every movie you see a vampire,
want
and they're
to
always
suck.
fucking. Oh, nice. Vampires are always fucking in every movie. Long
They
hair,
fucking and
well
sucking,
dressed.
man.
Fucking a sucking.
Fucking
Exactly.
and sucking, man.
Yeah, vampires for
Cheers.
sure.
Cheers to.
Cheers to that. Yeah.
Cheers to your
Salud.
30 long rapid questions and fucking an hour long
fucking
answers.
damn.
Thank you guys.
I want to know more about him.
Oh, I know you do, but he's gonna put you in the close
They
friends.
always
Don't
do.
worry.
It's my
okay.
first time meeting him. Every time you talk about him, I'm like, I told him,
You know
you're
how
like
I
a
know when she
celebrity.
likes somebody? She starts talking real fast.
Well, I'm interested.
Matzilla will be the first person to put someone on blast.
I don't
I
give
could
a
be
fuck.
having a
Put each
good
other
time
on blast
all
all
the
day.
day. This is Isaac's favorite day of his life. It's the best day of
so
Isaac's life.
funny.
Hey, I
You
grew up with
gotta
hella
sprinkle
siblings,
it in,
13 people in one bathroom.
If we can't
I don't
talk
care.
shit together, then this ain't gonna work. Okay?
That's funny. Yeah.
Straight up.
But
We
you
talking
talk
shit
about
on
him like
Playroom.
he's a celebrity, so I'm like, dang, I'm
He
finally
is.
meeting him. Like, what
A
the
little
fuck?
bit.
I need to know everything like right now. Because what if I,
bit.
you
But
never know
I
what's
just need
gonna
to go
happen
pick up
tomorrow.
Kato though. That's the only thing I was like, hey, mom,
Kato's
I have to
like,
like
"Mom,
literally go get my
the fuck?
child.
Pick me
So
up.
I'm like over here looking at the time, like we gotta wrap
Yeah.
it up, guys. No,
Okay.
but I don't want to. I'm not trying
Part
to
three.
rush you, but we'll do part 3, 4, 5, 6
For sure.
We'll bring it back on. Can we get some new art for the?
Yeah,
Playroom?
we can. We got. Yeah,
Put
we
the
got to
little
put some
for
shit.
sale
Yeah. We got
tags,
some
you
stuff
know.
to put up in
Can
here
you
for
paint
sure.
the shit out of us?
I can
Yeah.
paint the fuck out of y'all.
Please paint the fuck out
So,
of me.
Paint you all types of different ways, different
God.
mediums, abstract.
Expressionism, post-expressionism,
Oh.
street art, and what have you, Cupid. I'll paint you like
Paint
fucking
me with
Picasso.
whipped cream.
Paint you with whipped cream.
I don't know.
I can do that.
I know you
I
can.
could probably do that.
Do whatever you want.
I can paint a hyper realistic ass part of you with some fucking whipped cream and KY jelly. Just give me that. I got you.
Freak.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy? I thought we were friends, dude. The liquor's getting to you?
It's
Damn,
me.
I thought I was drinking water the whole time. It was tequila.
No, it's definitely tequila.
I think it's
But
me.
really quick, let people know what your Instagram is and your website where they can find all your stuff, get some artwork from the legend himself.
I don't know my Instagram. Come look for me. Come find me.
We'll tag him in the video. Don't worry, guys. He's too cool to say what his Instagram is. Is your website Isaac Pelayo?
It's just isaacpalayo.com. Yeah.
Okay, well then say that then. Thank you.
www.isaacpalayo.com.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Buy some shit. Buy art.
Buy art. Buy more art.
Yeah. Buy some art. What camera am I looking at? There's a bunch. That one? All right, buy some art.
at all.
He winked.
Yeah,
He winked at it.
Yeah.
No, thank you for coming on
Thanks
the
for
Playroom.
having me. Yeah.
And we gonna bring it back. We're gonna do a celebrity game night soon. So
Yeah, we do. I've told you we gotta play Twister.
Ooh,
Twister.
Yeah, fucked up.
Twister
We
in
get
the
fucked up and
Playroom
play
would be
some
fun.
Twister. Yeah, naked.
Naked.
With like 1,000 bottles of fucking baby oil. Yo, you heard about Diddy shit? Yo, that was crazy. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Damn.
No,
I gotta
that's
get my
fucking
fucking
that's
painting back
crazy.
from that man's house.
You have a painting over there?
Yeah, I
You
do.
better get that shit back. That's gonna be worth a lot of money.
That
you
shit
gonna
got
get it
hella baby oil on
All
it.
over it,
Put a black
lubed
light to
up.
that motherfucker. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah.
Not the black-
Imagine.
You would do that, huh?
I would, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if there hella come on that shit. Imagine.
For research purposes,
Diddy just
we gotta
fucking
get it
jacking off to my painting and just coming on that
Want
shit.
to try one of these?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a sour. It's
no.
a sour blueberry.
I'll take your word for it.
Try one.
Nope.
Just try one.
I love you.
Just try one.
I love you, but
Just
no.
try one.
No.
It's a little one. It's a little blueberry. Oh shit.
This looks
Try it.
like drugs.
You
Try it.
can't tell Madzilla no. I said this all the time.
I just keep asking.
I'll tell her no real quick.
Bite it. You have to bite
licked
it.
it.
Bite it. Put the whole thing in your mouth and eat
No,
it.
it's drug. It's
It's
inedible.
not weed. And I swear to God, it's
No.
not weed. It's just a sour candy.
It's like those TikTok things. Oh,
I wouldn't do you like that. It's just to see if like you think you don't even think it's sour.
It's all right. I've
Oh,
had more
God, I'm
sour.
a pussy then.
I've had
'Cause
more.
This shit was sour as fuck to me.
I've had more sour people in my life. You know.
Ooh, you get deep, bro.
Right.
I like him.
I like this guy.
I like him.
It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, that's a riggedy wrap on the Playroom Podcast.
Like Quavo, wrap it up then.
That's a wrap.